How is the Durham market doing during COVID-19?
So Durham has some different rules in place. They limit the number of showings you can have. Durham has required amounts of time in between showings, and there's mask requirement, glove requirement. There's all these different rules for showing property in Durham. You're not allowed to have an open house in Durham right now. But the Durham market in certain price points is red hot. I just had a Chatham County commercial seller who is just retired from Duke. She was with the real estate department and Duke or whatever, so she's a sharp cookie. She knows all about real estate, and she was happy with the way that we represented her in her Chatham County property. So she actually allowed us to list her home all the way in Durham. And I spoke to her, and she had a certain price point in mind. And having done the research and the availability and the shortage of inventory, I came in quite a bit higher than what she wanted, which she was real happy about. Then we had a ton of showings. Some of the feedback was really rude, but the house is dated, and too much work.
Was it dated?
It was dated,
Well,
but I think it's rude because
It would have been more money if it was not dated.
yeah, it would have been more money if it wasn't dated.
You can see the pictures on the internet.
You can see the pictures on the internet. I mean, we had a professional photographer. It's not like I switched kitchen pictures, Yeah, and usually I don't respond to feedback. You're just like, okay, great, thanks for the feedback. But a couple of them were like very disappointing. Shouldn't have gone out there, wasted our time, And I was like, okay, so we had 25 showings in a week. Okay, if I was way off on price, we wouldn't have had that many showings, and it's sold for full price in a week.
Right.
So I don't know why there's that much anger out there. Sometimes when you see way overpriced, this is what I highly recommend. Go on Zillow and look up the agent and see how many they've sold this year, how many they've sold lifetime. And when you get feedback from an agent that sold 3 in the last 5 years, you know that it's not a full-time gig for them. And but the Durham market, very hot. It's usually a multiple offer situation. We weren't in a multiple offer situation here, but a lot of activity. And our affiliation with the Top Producers Council, there's Jackson Law Firm, which is a real estate legal firm in Raleigh, and one of the things they shared with all the top producers was an addendum, a non-appraisal addendum, 2 non-appraisal addendums. So one where if you come in and it doesn't appraise, the seller is preemptively agreeing, well, whatever it appraises for is the price that we'll honor. And then we have another appraisal addendum that says if it doesn't appraise for our contract price, the buyer has the cash to make up the deficiency, and we agree to that beforehand. So, because prices are going up so quickly in Durham still, even during COVID-19, appraisers look in the past. They look at what happened a couple months ago. And so we don't have the best data with so many people buying in Durham and the prices going up. So if you want to protect your buyer, you have that predetermined appraisal agreement. And if you want to protect the seller, and you want to make sure that your buyer gets a house in a competitive situation, that appraisal addendum saying that you'll make up the price is pretty good. But right now, we're fortunate, even though we're in Little Pittsburgh, we have a good amount of representation in Durham, and we seem to be doing a decent amount of business there.